So as a child, I honor my parents by obeying them. As a teenager, I honor my parents by respecting them. And then as an adult, all right, finally getting to the applicable information for most of us in this room, we can honor our parents by listening to and appreciating them. Proverbs 12:15 says, "The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice." Proverbs 11:14 says, "Where there is no counsel, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety." It is wise for us to seek our parents' input. They've lived more life than us, right? They're 20, 30 years down the road from where we are. And Scripture teaches all over the book of Proverbs that it is a wise habit to seek wise counsel. And some wise people in your life are your parents. All right, even if they made a lot of mistakes, there are still going to be things that they can offer advice because they've just lived more life. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But as an adult, show honor by listening to your parents' input. And I think an important note here too, this doesn't mean you have to apply everything they say. All right, I had to kind of get through this barrier with transitioning into adulthood. Is honoring your parents is simply giving them your ear, and then you get to figure out how you can apply that to your situation. Does that make sense? So you don't honor as an adult by obeying everything your parents say. You honor by giving a listening ear, hearing them out, seeking their wisdom, seeking their advice. It's important to do this not just with your parents. It's important to ask older people, people who are further along in life, who have more experience, whatever area of life you're curious in or whatever area of life you want to improve. It's a great habit to seek advice from people who are there. Take on that humility and ask for advice. That's all over the book of Proverbs. And if I could speak a little bit to the parents here, don't get butthurt if your kids don't apply what you say right away. Each kid is different, and I think the process of figuring out how to apply it for each kid is going to be different. And so give them some room to grow. Give them some space to figure out how to apply your advice. Because you don't want to get to the place where you're constantly giving advice that isn't asked for, because that can be harmful to the relationship, right? So give them some room to grow, to apply what you're trying to tell them. Because as an adult, you're no longer their commander. You're their counselor. And there is really no quicker way to burn the bridge of influence with your adult child than by trying to maintain commander in their life when they're an adult. You will burn the bridge really fast. You see this all over, right? It goes both ways. I get it. Kids are rebellious. Parents are controlling, right? Those are the two extremes. But transition from commander to counselor is how we're going to maintain influence. It's how I have a relationship with my father, with my mother. They've done this really well, I feel. They've transitioned from commanders to counselors. And so we can honor our parents by listening to their input, and we can also honor them, this is huge, by appreciating them. Philippians 4:8 says, "And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing, fix your thoughts on what is true, honorable, right, pure, lovely, admirable. Think about the things that are excellent and worthy of praise." In other words, attach yourself to the good. Honoring your parents as an adult means you appreciate them by finding the good, right? God gave this commandment knowing our parents were not going to be perfect. So maybe another reason why God has given us this commandment is to teach us how to find the good in people. That's an incredible life skill to have. Because I think the tendency that we all have at times, we think that we are, and maybe we take pride even in the fact that we can find flaws in people. But that's really easy to do because we're all imperfect. We all need help. We're all broken. Absolutely every one of us needs Jesus daily. So don't take on this posture of trying to find all the things wrong with the people around you. Take on this posture of finding the good. Find the good in your parents and attach to it and praise it. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about, praise these things. Find the good in your parents, because in doing that, we're going to find the good. We're going to practice finding the good in the people around us.